Coming in hot from Arizona, this is Trevor
and Troy Howard.
And you're on So Tell Us Time. You can have everything you want in your business. Sometimes you just need a little help.
Every business owner would love to charge more for their services, but sometimes you can sacrifice long-term loyalty for a short-term profit.
Creating the right rituals is key to your business having success.
Are you tired of competing with your competitors? Guess what? You don't have to compete if you create.
Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of So Tell Us Time. We're excited to be here with you guys today. First, a little housekeeping. I apologize for last week. I don't know what happened. Technology, of course. Something decided to change or update, and my audio sounded like crap. So that was fun. Figured that out after it launched already. So anyways, thanks for bearing with us. We still had lots and lots of downloads and listens and views on YouTube. So that was awesome. This week, we're going to be talking about your elevator pitch. Now, you might say, what is an elevator pitch, Trevor? Well, Troy's actually going to go over that, and I'm not going to steal his thunder. But the thing is, with an elevator pitch, what you can do is very easily and quickly spark interest in your products or services or business in general. And so using a quick elevator pitch can make people be like, well, tell me more, or let's set an appointment, or wow, that sounds really interesting. I think I'm interested in that. I want to learn more about that. So before I say any more and spoil it all, Troy, let's get started.
All right. So what is an elevator pitch? Basically what it is, it's a short, persuasive speech to introduce yourself, your product, and your company that sparks interest in the listener. So the whole point is, like, in less than 30 seconds or 30 seconds, you can tell someone who you are, what you do, and actually get them interested in learning more about you and your services. And that's it. And it's really important to have a great elevator pitch. The reason we were thinking about this is because Trevor and I are going to an event this week. We're going to be with hundreds and hundreds of business owners. And there's going to be tons of people that are going to ask us, hey, what do you guys do? Right?
That's right.
And we need to have that elevator pitch down to where we can instantly let them know what we do, but also persuade them into wanting to learn even more about what we do, right?
So and this event, by the way, Troy, this event, yes, is back in Texas. And so for all of you that listen, fingers crossed, I make it to this event. I'm excited. I'm speaking, so I better make it to this event. And no twisted intestine this time. So everybody, say your prayers or put out good thoughts or cross your fingers or whatever that Trevor makes it. Thank you. I appreciate that.
Exactly. All right. So what are the ingredients of a great elevator pitch? That's what we're going to go over today. So the first thing is you want to start with something that grabs the attention of the person and builds, rapport, like something like a common problem that they might have. So that's really important, is grab their attention right off the bat. And then, maybe put a common problem in there, something that they're going to be like, ooh, I have that problem and I need to know more about that. So I'll give you an example. Here's a good example, bad example. We'll do the bad example first. Let's say you're an accountant and someone comes up to you and they're so, hey, so what do you do? A bad elevator pitch would be, I'm an accountant. Oh,
cool.
Okay, cool. And then it ends right there, right? That's the end of the conversation. No. So what you want to do, again, we're trying to get them, intrigued to ask us more questions. So instead of saying I'm an accountant, what if you said something like, oh, I help business owners, or I help people save thousands and thousands of dollars on their taxes every single year.
Yeah.
And they go, I want to save thousands of dollars on my taxes.
Yep.
Awesome. Let me tell you a little bit more about what I do, right? So that's something that grabs their attention right away. It's a common problem that they have, and it makes them listen to what you say next. Now, that's not the whole thing. That's just the beginning, right? So the next thing you want to do, so for example, another example of that for us would be, when someone comes up and asks us at this event, hey, what is it you guys do? We might say, hey, you know what? Most businesses struggle getting reviews and referrals.
Yep.
And they're like, yeah, they do. Or yeah, I do too. Right. So we throw the problem out there. And then the next thing you want to do is you want to spark curiosity in them by saying that you solve that problem. So how do you solve that problem? Again, with the example of the accountant, I solve this problem by doing their taxes in a way that generates thousands of dollars in returns to them versus just I'm that accountant. For us, we might say, hey, we built a platform that helps them capture reviews and referrals from their clients in less than 30 seconds.
Mm-hmm.
And they go, what? Less than 30 seconds?
Yep.
That's awesome. I can't even get a review from my client. And now you're telling me you can do it in less than 30 seconds, right? So you can see I'm building this level of intrigue and I'm making them want to ask more questions and be more and more interested in what I'm saying. So again, you're going to start with something that grabs their attention, like a common problem. You're going to say, spark curiosity with how you solve that problem. And then the third thing you're going to do is you're going to explain who you are and what you do, right? So we've got their curiosity. Now let's tell them who we are. So for example, if we're using that Sotellus example, at that point, I might say to them, I'm an owner in Sotellus, and we've helped over 5,000 businesses grow using reviews, referrals, and lead generation. Mm-hmm. So now they know who I am. They know what my business does. But you'll notice I also snuck a little bit of social proof in there in saying that, hey, I've helped over 5,000 businesses grow. Right. And they're like, that's what I want to do. I want to grow. Right? So I'm piquing their interest even more. And then the final thing you want to do is you want to explain how you do it and then what are the results, right? So again, in our Sotellus example, I might say, we have built a powerful marketing platform that not only generates reviews and referrals, but it actually turns them into marketing on the internet that attracts new clients. Yep. In fact, for one of our clients, we generated over 850 leads in just 18 months.
Yeah.
So again, if you think about what we just went through, at the end of that, they're going to be like, no way, you generated 850 leads in 18 months? How did you do that? Right? So every single part of the step is to try and get them more and more intrigued in my services so that I'm not selling my services to them, so that they're now asking me questions. Well, how did you do that? Or, how do you have so many businesses that you help? Or how do you get reviews in 30 seconds? All of these are things that are going to start a conversation instead of them just going, oh, you're an accountant. That's awesome.
Yeah. Oh, you get reviews like everybody else.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's awesome. No,
it's like, I always say, people come up and they say, so what is it that you guys do exactly? And I say, hey, I just help businesses grow through generating leads, referrals, and utilizing the reputation to back that up and make them close. And they're like, oh, really? Yes, absolutely. And then I go into the next part of it. Yeah, we're going to help you generate leads and referrals utilizing reviews, your best customers, talking about how amazing you guys are and sharing that with the world, being proactive instead of reactive, or passive, instead of sitting back and waiting for someone to hopefully get to your reviews and read them and say, oh, yeah, that's kind of cool. I like this company. No, we want to put them in front of people and we want to get them out there, because if you guys have 1,000 reviews but nobody ever sees them, it does nothing good for you. And they're like, oh yeah, that's true. So like, how does it work? It always goes right into, well, how does that work? And so it works really, really well having that quick. And it's funny because like with my sales guys, they have a presentation that they show to all of these people, these potential leads, not at an event, but here at the office, and they go through it and it's like on a Zoom and everything. And I tell them all the time, I say, listen, I can't even remember the last time I used any kind of presentation to sell anybody other than spending less than 5 minutes with them, either on the phone or in person at an event. Because that's what Troy and I do, is we travel, we speak, we do events, and so it's like we're selling what might take them, sometimes anywhere from 15 minutes to 45 minutes to go through a presentation. We're doing in 5 minutes and closing sales all day long. So that's really the power of an elevator pitch. And so what we did is we actually went back and revamped their presentations to kind of hone them in and utilize that same elevator pitch to hook them and then walk them through it and then sell them on it. So it's actually worked really, really well.
Yep. And again, it's a bit, you can do it in any business. right?
Yep.
It doesn't matter what you are, what you do. You can come up with a compelling elevator pitch that will get people to ask you more questions about
Yep.
your business. And again, the point of that is they ask you more questions, you tell them more about you, you close more sales, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And
It's
it's
like restoration. I mean, I can give you 100 examples, but it's like in restoration. So if I was a restoration guy, I owned a restoration company, people would be like, what do you do? And I'd be like, oh my gosh, you know what? I give people hope and the home of their dreams in the worst moment of their life. And they're like, what? What is that? What do you mean? Oh, well, have you ever had a flood, or you've had a sink overflow, or you've had a toilet overflow from upstairs? Well, I do restoration. So I go in and so anyways, you get it. You make it sound way sexier than it is. That's what you do. Make it sound sexy and then give them the meat and potatoes, right?
exactly.
The appetizer.
Yep. That's absolutely it. And again, you can, like Trevor said, you can do it in any business, but it's so important because you're talking to so many people throughout the day, especially outside of work, right? To all these people outside of work. And
Yes.
It's a very common question when people ask. One of the first things they ask when they meet somebody new is, oh, what do you do for a living?
Yep.
Right? And that's the opportunity to sell them without even selling them, right? You're not giving them a sales pitch. You're telling them what you do, and then they're asking you questions about your business. Well, how do you do that? How do you do this? Wait, no way. So you've done that for that person, and next thing you know, they're selling themselves. And it all started with that elevator pitch.
Oh yeah. I mean, I can't tell you a time I remember when I wasn't speaking to another entrepreneur that they said, well, what do you do? And I gave them my quick little, oh, this is what I do. And they were like, that's awesome. Like, hey, tell me more. Even though I'm just like maybe in a public setting or in I'll give you an example. My wife and I went to food trucks in Queen Creek where we live. They do food trucks every Friday. We're sitting in line at the food trucks, and I have a shirt on that some guy walks up and says, man, I really like your shirt. I said, hey, thanks. I appreciate that. And we're sitting there waiting for burgers and to order burgers from this little trolley burger place. And we start getting to talking, and he's an entrepreneur, and he's, oh, what do you do? And I'm an entrepreneur too. And he goes, well, what do you do? And I said, so I gave him my little quick elevator pitch. By the end, he was like, gave me his card and was like, dude, call me next week. I've got to get more. I've got to learn more, and I've got to get with you. I need this. At a food truck, So that is literally the power. If you take it and you make your elevator pitch sexy enough, and you then give them the meat and potatoes behind it, right? Give them the appetizer and then give them the main course. That is really going to draw people in. And so it's just it's changing the way that you think about and then present your business, right? Changing your mindset, rewiring the mind. All right, guys. Troy, anything else?
Nope.
Awesome. Okay, let's get to the homework. This week, create your elevator pitch and then just test it out on several people. Test it out on family and friends. Find out if they think, yeah, that sounds good. That's really intriguing, or no, that's boring. It's funny because I used to actually, my wife used to say, people would go, what does your husband do? Like, what is it that he does? And she's like, I don't know. Like, I think he builds websites or something. He's a designer, maybe? I don't know. And I was like, that's just my front. I'm a cartel.
Well, and actually, it's interesting you said that, Trevor, because my wife has heard my elevator pitch so many times that she knows it, and she will actually say it to people. Like, people are like, oh, what does your husband do? She's like, oh my gosh, he does this, this, and this. And they're like, wow, can I get his card? Like, can I get his information? I want to learn more about it.
Yep.
So she's actually selling me just because she knows my pitch.
That's right. It was funny because that's what she used to say all the time. People, I think he's like a website designer or something like that. And I'm like, oh my gosh. And so, but this was pre us coming up with our elevator pitch that we were out doing, and everything. And so now she knows exactly. She's like, oh my gosh, well, he helps businesses. He helps businesses grow. I mean, do you want to double or triple? She just says very simple. Do you want to double or triple your business? That's what he does. And they're like, well, yeah, I do. Can I get his info? She keeps it pretty darn simple. And people are like, yeah, I love it, So, all right, guys. So this week, create your compelling elevator pitch and then test it out. Test it out on your family and your friends. Make sure that they think that it sounds good too. Maybe get some ideas or tips from them, because they might come up and say, hey, yeah, that sounds really boring. But you know what? If you said this, I would be intrigued. So that's it. All right, guys, we love you. We appreciate you. You're the best. We're going to be in Texas. I'm sure we're going to be posting some things on social media. So check us out. Go check out the YouTube channel. Go check us out on Instagram, Facebook, everywhere that you can think of. We're on all podcast channels, of course. So feel free to share us with everybody that you come in contact with, every business owner, every entrepreneur, whether they're very successful or just getting started, whether they're $1 billion business or they're wearing all the hats. We have helped all types of businesses and all types of entrepreneurs. So please share, like, comment. So tell us time. We love you. We appreciate you. And we will catch you guys on the next episode of So Tell Us Time.